Hello, and welcome to another edition of Tech Tip Tuesday. This week's Tech Tip will take a look at the Lockdown browser for use with Pear Assessment and Mastery Connect. Both programs have a Lockdown browser to help secure tests while students are taking them, and they are quite easy to set up. Let's start off with Pear Assessment. First of all, log into Pear Assessment and find one of the tests that you want to assign to your students. Ideally, you can get this set up as you are creating a test. As long as you've got access to the test settings, you can turn on this feature. I have this test right here that I created earlier, so I'm going to go ahead and open it up, and I'm going to select Edit. Now, while I'm in my Edit settings for my test, I'm going to click on this Settings tab, and then I'm going to locate Anti-Cheating right here on the left. When I click on Anti-Cheating, it will drop me down in the settings, and I can scroll just a little bit more till I find the Require Safe Exam Browser / Kiosk Mode. If you want to use the Safe Exam Browser, toggle this switch to on, and then provide a quit password. Now, the quit password is there for the teacher or proctor to safely exit the Safe Exam Browser in the middle of a test. Let's say, for example, the student got dismissed earlier and they were not completely finished. This will allow the student, via the teacher putting in the quit password, to stop the test mid-test, and they can pick it back up later. If you decide to use the kiosk mode, make sure it's toggled on. Put in a password. Remember, don't give that password to your students. And then when you're done, you can save it as a draft if you still have to work on the test, or you can go ahead and publish it. Now, when the test has been published, you need to go ahead and assign it. Now, let's go ahead and see what it looks like to assign the test. I'm going to select Assign, and then I'm going to go through the procedures like I normally would. Make sure I have the correct class, the open and close date. If I need to show calculator, if this was a math test, I could go ahead and get that turned on. But then you'll notice right here, the restrict navigation out of the test is grayed out. That's because I already have that Safe Exam Browser turned on. If this is ready, I'm going to go ahead and click Assign. Now, after the test is assigned, when the students log into Pear Assessment on their student computer, it will automatically open up the Safe Exam Browser for them to take the test. All right, so that's it for the Lockdown browser and Pear Assessment. Let's go ahead and take a moment and look at Mastery Connect. Okay, now we're inside of Mastery Connect. Now, the Lockdown browser and Mastery Connect will only work if the assessment has been created inside of Mastery Connect itself. That means you've created an item inside of Mastery Connect and attached that to a tracker. If you uploaded a PDF document for a test or an assessment, the Lockdown browser will not work. All right, so went ahead and created a sample test, and I'm going to go into my tracker. And when I open up my tracker, I'm going to go ahead and click on the Tools and Accommodations. And then I'm going to scroll down until I find the Lockdown Browser option, and then I'm going to check that box. Now, when you've done that, you get this alert right here. Now, this alert is just telling you that if the Respondus Lockdown Browser is not installed on the computer, it won't work. It has been installed on the student computers. After you've done that, all you have to do is click Save, and then anytime you launch an assessment inside of this tracker, the Lockdown browser will work when the students begin. Now, again, this will only work if the assessment inside the tracker is one that has been created inside of Mastery Connect. If you've uploaded a PDF test and adjusted it that way, it will not work.
If you have questions about this or other instructional technology, please reach out to us individually or through our instructional technology email, instructionaltechnology@cmcss.net. For our technology trainings on Tuesdays in February of 2026, we have several offerings. On the 10th, we have 2 classes at the same time, Canva Basics and Read and Write. On the 17th, we are also offering 2 classes, Magic School AI Introduction and ClearTouch Online Class Tools. On the 24th, we're offering 1 class, Magic School AI Next Steps. Hope to see you there. On Tuesdays, we have open office hours. Those are from 2:30 to 5 o'clock in the afternoon for you to ask any instructional technology questions that you have. If we don't know the answer then, we can absolutely get back to you with a Screencastify, a Zoom, or an in-person meeting to help you out. In addition to our instructional technology team email, you can access all of our YouTube offerings on our YouTube channel, Tech Tip Tuesday, as well as all content and all trainings and materials in our instructional technology website at tinyurl.com/CMCSSITS.